She screamed, "OMG, you've been lying about being poor this whole time?" When she found my investment portfolio. I said, "You never asked about my finances." When she demanded half in the prenup she'd refused to sign earlier, my lawyer had some bad news. I, 29 male, am sitting in my apartment watching my girlfriend of 3 years per things while screaming about lawyers and what she deserves. Let me explain how we got here. Met Jenna at a friend's birthday party 3 years ago. She was fun, gorgeous, and we clicked immediately. I work in IT support, decent job, nothing fancy. Drive a 2014 Honda Civic, live in a modest one-bedroom apartment, shop at discount grocery stores. My lifestyle screams getting by, not getting rich. Here's what Jenna didn't know. I've been investing since I was 18. My grandfather left me $15,000 when he died. Instead of blowing it, I learned about index funds, compound interest, and living below my means. Lived like a college student through my 20s while investing 60% of my income. Current portfolio value, around $340,000. Never lied about it, she just never asked. Jenna works in marketing, makes decent money, but she spends it all. Designer bags, expensive brunches, trips she posts all over Instagram. Always complained about being broke by the 20th of each month. I'd cover our dates those last 10 days, nothing fancy. Pizza, Netflix, maybe Chinese takeout. 6 months ago, I suggested moving in together. Also, suggested a prenup. Just wanted to keep our finances separate, protect what we both brought in. Her reaction was nuclear. "A prenup? Are you serious? That's for rich people. What are you protecting, your PlayStation and that ancient Honda? This is so insulting. If you loved me, you'd trust me." She cried. Said I was planning for failure, that prenups were unromantic, that it showed I didn't believe in us. I tried explaining it protected both of us. She wasn't hearing it. "If you bring up that stupid prenup again, we're done." So I dropped it. We moved in together, kept our finances separate. I paid my half of rent and utilities, she paid hers. Seemed fine. Until yesterday. I was at work. Jenna was homesick. She needed to print something and her laptop was dead. Used my desktop computer. I'd left my Vanguard account logged in. Stupid mistake. Got home to her sitting on the couch. Laptop open, face pale. "What the hell is this?" She turned the screen toward me. My portfolio, $342,000 and change. "That's my investment account." "Your what?" This is over $300,000. "Yeah, I've been investing for 11 years. That's when she screamed. "OMG, you've been lying about being poor this whole time?" I never said I was poor. I live within my means. You let me think you were broke. You drive that piece of crap car. You wear the same 5 shirts. We eat ramen twice a week. I like ramen, and my car runs fine. This is fraud. This is financial abuse. You lied to me. When did I lie? Did you ever ask about my savings, my investments? You assumed. She started crying, then angry crying, then just pure rage. 3 years. 3 years I've been with someone pretending to be poor. Do you know how embarrassing this is? My friends think I'm dating a loser. So you're embarrassed by me? That's not. You're twisting this. You're rich and you let me struggle. You make $65,000 a year, Jenna. You struggle because you spend $70,000. That didn't help. She stormed into the bedroom. Could hear her on the phone. 20 minutes later, came back out. I talked to my cousin. She's a paralegal. She says since we live together and you hid assets, I could be entitled to half. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Jenna, we're not married. We're roommates who sleep together, and I didn't hide anything. You never asked. We're domestic partners, common law. Our state doesn't recognize common law marriage, and we've only lived together 4 months. Her face went red. I want that prenup now. What? The prenup you wanted. I'll sign it, but I want half your investments. It's only fair since you tricked me into this relationship. The absolute audacity. Jenna, that's not how prenups work. They protect assets from before marriage. We're not even engaged, and you can't retroactively demand terms. Then propose and give me a fair prenup. Fair? You just said you deserve half of my pre-relationship assets because you didn't know they existed. How is that fair? She grabbed her phone. I'm calling a lawyer, a real one. You'll be hearing from them. That was yesterday. She slept on the couch. This morning she started packing, still on the phone with various people, crying about how I financially manipulated her. The funniest part? She kept yelling about the prenup I should have insisted on, while simultaneously explaining why she deserves half my money. My lease is only in my name. Told her she has 30 days to find a new place. She screamed that I can't evict her. I explained that she's not on the lease, just a guest who's overstayed. Now she's saying she'll sue me for financial deception and emotional damages. Good luck with that. Update 1. Well, Jenna went full nuclear. First, she refused to leave, said she'd established residency and I'd have to formally evict her. She was technically right. She'd been here 4 months, received mail here. So I started the legal eviction process. 30-day notice filed properly. But she didn't just dig in. She started documenting everything, taking photos of my poverty lifestyle as evidence of my deception. My old couch, comfortable. My basic wardrobe, clean and functional. My pantry full of store-brand items, they taste the same. She posted it all in a Google Drive folder titled Evidence of Fraud. Then came the lawyer, or rather, lawyer. She couldn't afford an actual attorney, shocked Pikachu face, so she went to one of those legal aid clinics. They apparently told her she had no case, so she hired some guy she found on Craigslist who claimed to be a legal consultant. Derek. Derek called me. Not a letter, not formal communication, a phone call. Mr. Me, my client Miss Jenna feels you've perpetrated a gross deception. And you are? Derek Williamson, legal consultant. Are you a licensed attorney? Pause. I'm a legal consultant with extensive experience in domestic financial disputes. So, not a lawyer. I have certificates. I hung up, Googled him. Dude sells supplements and does legal consulting, on the side. No law degree, no license, just certificates from online courses. Jenna then tried a different approach. She went to my workplace, showed up at reception crying, asking to speak to my manager about my abuse. Security called me down. She was in the lobby, mascara running, telling anyone who'd listen that I was a financial predator who trapped her with poverty. My manager Todd, absolute legend, came down with me. Jenna, he's been hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's abusing me. Ma'am, his personal finances aren't company business. He used work computers to manage secret accounts. Me, I use my phone for investing, on breaks. Ma'am, you need to leave or we'll call the police. She left, but not before shouting that she'd be reporting this to corporate. That evening, she'd changed tactics again. Suddenly sweet. Cooked dinner, first time in months. Wore the dress I'd complimented once. Baby, I overreacted. I was just shocked. Can we talk? Sure. I understand you were being frugal. That's actually really attractive. Shows you're responsible. Okay. So I was thinking, why don't we get engaged? Make this official. I love you, not your money. Jenna, you literally demanded half my investments 2 weeks ago. I was emotional. Look, we can do the prenup thing, but like a fair one. Maybe I get 25% since I've been supporting you emotionally for 3 years? Supporting me? You've been embarrassed by me. Your words. I didn't mean that. I was surprised. Come on. 20%, that's like a finder's fee for being your girlfriend. A finder's fee for dating me. Jenna, no. The sweet act dropped immediately. Fine. Derek says I have grounds for a palimony suit. Palimony doesn't exist in our state. Also, Derek isn't a lawyer. He's consulting with a real lawyer. Sure he is. 2 days later I got served. Not with real legal papers. With something Derek had clearly made using a template. It was riddled with errors, referenced laws from different states, and demanded $150,000 in damages for financial misrepresentation in a domestic partnership. My actual lawyer, hired him after the workplace incident, laughed for 5 solid minutes. He sent Derek a cease and desist letter explaining that practicing law without a license is a felony. Derek disappeared real quick after that, but Jenna wasn't done. She started a GoFundMe. Update 2. The GoFundMe was titled, Help Me Escape Financial Abuse. Her story. She'd been with a narcissistic partner who hid vast wealth while forcing her to live in poverty. Said I monitored her spending and refused to help with her student loans, despite being secretly wealthy. She raised $230 from her friends before I found out. My lawyer sent GoFundMe evidence that she was lying. The fundraiser got pulled within 48 hours. But the damage to her reputation was done. Her friends now knew she was begging for money online. The eviction date was approaching. 2 days before she had to leave, things got weird. Came home to find my apartment rearranged. Furniture moved, kitchen reorganized. She'd gone through everything. What did you do? I cleaned, trying to show you I can be a good partner. But things were missing. Small stuff. My backup hard drive. Some old electronics. A box of coins I'd been collecting. Where's my stuff, Jenna? What stuff? I just organized. Called the police for theft. She claimed it was a misunderstanding, said she'd put things in storage to declutter. Police said it was a civil matter unless I could prove theft. Next day, caught her on my laptop again. She'd figured out my password, my fault for using the same one for Netflix. She was trying to transfer money from my investment account, except you can't just transfer money from Vanguard like Venmo. There are security protocols, verification waiting periods. She'd triggered every fraud alert possible. Vanguard had already frozen the account and called me. I explained the situation. They started their own fraud investigation. That's a federal crime, by the way. Wire fraud. Confronted her immediately. It's technically my money too. We're domestic partners. No, Jenna, we're not, and you just committed a felony. She panicked, started crying about how she was desperate and I was forcing her into poverty. I called my lawyer. He advised me to document everything and let her finish hanging herself. She did. Over the next 24 hours, Jenna called my parents. How she got their number, I don't know, claiming I was abusing her. Emailed my company's HR with concerns about my mental stability. Posted on LinkedIn about surviving financial abuse. Created a TikTok video about signs your partner is hiding money. That TikTok went mini viral. 50K views before she deleted it, on advice from her new, real lawyer, I assume. Eviction day. She refused to leave. Had to get the sheriff involved. She live-streamed it on Instagram, claiming she was being illegally evicted by her abuser. Sheriff wasn't having it. Checked the paperwork, confirmed the legal eviction, gave her 1 hour to pack. The best part, as she was packing, she kept yelling about the prenup. You should have made me sign it. This is your fault for not protecting your assets better. The sheriff actually stopped packing and looked at her. Ma'am, are you saying you wish you'd signed a prenup? Yes. Then I'd at least have something. That's not how prenups work. Even the sheriff understood better than Jenna. She finally left, but not before one final act of revenge. She called the IRS. Final update. The IRS tip line apparently gets a lot of bitter ex calls. They have a whole process for it. Jenna reported me for tax evasion and hiding assets, said I had millions in offshore accounts and was living poor to avoid taxes. Here's the thing about index funds in a regular taxable brokerage account. They're incredibly boring and completely legal. I pay taxes on dividends. I'll pay capital gains when I sell. Everything is reported. It's the most vanilla investing possible. The IRS sent me a letter asking for some documentation. I sent them 5 years of tax returns showing all my reported investment income. They closed the case in 2 weeks. But Jenna's fraud attempt on my Vanguard account? That didn't go away. Vanguard's fraud department filed a report. The FBI Financial Crimes Division got involved. Wire fraud over $1,000 is their jurisdiction. They contacted me for information. Gave them everything. The emails where she admitted trying to transfer money. The texts demanding half my assets. The recorded call where she said she deserved access to my accounts. They arrested her 2 months after she moved out. She called me from jail. One phone call and she used it on me. Please drop the charges. I was emotional. I didn't mean it. I didn't press charges, Jenna. Vanguard did. The FBI did. I'm just a witness. You can tell them to stop. That's not how federal prosecution works. I could go to prison. Yes, that's what happens when you commit wire fraud. But I didn't actually get any money. Attempted federal crimes are still federal crimes. She hung up on me. Her parents bailed her out. They called me, begging me to make this go away. Explained again that I couldn't stop a federal investigation even if I wanted to. Her mother actually said, but she was going to marry you. That money would have been hers eventually. Ma'am, your daughter refused to sign a prenup specifically designed to keep our assets separate. She was being romantic. These people. Jenna took a plea deal. 2 years probation, $5,000 fine, 200 hours community service. Federal conviction on her record forever. Good luck getting a job in marketing with that. She also had to pay restitution for the false GoFundMe, $230 to refund donors, My legal fees, $8,000. The stuff she stole and sold, $600. Total, $8,830 she doesn't have. She's working at a call center now. Wage garnishment for the restitution. Living with her parents. Last week got a text from an unknown number. This is Jenna's friend. She wanted me to tell you she's sorry and hopes you can forgive her someday. She's in therapy now. I didn't respond. My investments are now at $365,000. Still driving the Honda. Still living in my apartment. Still eating ramen twice a week. The good stuff from the Asian market, though. Started dating someone new last month. Second date, she asked what I do with my money since I live so simply. I invest most of it. Smart, I do the same. Compound interest is magical, right? Think I found the right one. Oh, and I had my lawyer draft a prenup template, just in case. Because the next time someone screams about wanting one after finding my portfolio, I'll have it ready. With a clause specifically stating that attempting to access accounts without permission voids any claim to anything, forever. Jenna taught me that lesson. The hard, hilarious, federal crime way. Quick update, because this is too good not to share. Jenna violated her probation. How? She started a financial literacy coaching business. Website, Instagram, the works. Her bio claimed she was a wealth mindset expert who'd survived financial abuse and could teach women how to identify hidden assets in relationships. For $299, she'd do a wealth detection consultation, where she'd teach women how to find their partner's hidden accounts, legally access financial information, spot signs of financial deception. One small problem: her probation specifically banned her from any activity involving financial advice or accessing others' financial information. One of her first clients? An undercover federal investigator doing routine probation monitoring. She's now serving 18 months in minimum security. Her mother called again. This is all your fault. If you just shared your money, none of this would have happened. Ma'am, if she just asked about my finances instead of assuming, none of this would have happened. She was trying to be respectful of your privacy. She went through my computer without permission. Because you were hiding things. I was logged into my investment account on my own computer in my own home. Click. The Honda finally died last month. Bought another used one, 2017 this time. Practically luxury. Life's good when you live below your means and don't commit federal crimes.